Welcome to my kitchen and to the Get Active with the NDSA brunch. I'm your conference chair and brunch host, Courtney Mumma. We encourage you to use this time to please eat some food and relax as we tell you a little about what the NDSA is, how you can become involved and find a mentor, and what the NDSA volunteers are working on and talking about. All of the presenters today will be in the Slack channel to answer any of your questions or chat during the allotted time. But first, in the spirit of this being a brunch, I'll share with you the Digipress Sip, a cocktail recipe for the discerning digital preservation professional. Add 2 tablespoons of your favorite fruit preserves to a jar with a lid, or I guess you could also bag it. Juice of half a lemon or lime by compressing it. Optionally, 2 ounces rum, gin, or vodka. Any clear spirit will do. Shake to mix, pour over ice, top with the same fruit originals as your preserves, and ingest. While we enjoy our food and sip, I'm pleased to introduce Bradley Daigle to talk a little about the NDSA leadership through the coordinating committee.
Hello, my name is Bradley Daigle, and I am chair of the NDSA leadership team, a group comprised of our elected coordinating committee members and our chairs of our interest and working groups. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to this year's annual Digipress conference, our gathering of the community of practice across the globe where we come together to discuss our challenges, celebrate our successes, and share ideas about digital preservation. So welcome. Not all of you may be familiar with the NDSA, so I'm going to take a few moments to talk a little bit about what we are, what we've been doing, and things to look forward to in 2021. So the NDSA is an all-volunteer membership organization. We have over 250 members from across multiple sectors. This includes state, federal, provincial governments, higher ed, libraries, archives, museums, for-profit, not-for-profit. We are a heterogeneous bunch who believe that bringing together the community of practice creates better, more durable solutions to our ongoing digital preservation challenges. Some of the things in 2020 that we're excited about, this is not a comprehensive list, it is just a few highlights. We released our NDSA agenda, yay! That is a comprehensive landscape survey of global digital preservation challenges, and it provides some actionable recommendations on how you might address them. We also released our storage survey where we poll you, our community, to tell us how you're using storage in your digital preservation solutions. And then finally, we have our levels of preservation reboot process. It's ongoing, but some of the elements have wound down, and we have a few more that will terminate by the end of this year, looking to reboot again in a different fashion in 2021. Looking ahead, 2021 is going to be a big, busy year for all of us. We are in the midst of our strategic planning where we bring together our interest in working groups to discuss what we want to accomplish in 2021 and then address some of the means by which we'll do that. We look to you, the community, to help us understand those challenges and figure out how we might want to address them together. All that said, I want to take again the opportunity to welcome you. This is it's going to be a great event. There's going to be lots of successes, lots of laughing, lots of good ideas. I encourage you all to bring your ideas, your energy, and your engagement, not just to Digipress, but to NDSA and the practice of digital preservation across the globe. So once again, welcome and thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Jessica C. Neal. I go by Jess, and I am a member of this year's Digipress Planning Committee and one of the newest elected members of the Coordinating Committee. Despite not being with you in person this year, I'm very happy to speak with you today about recruitment efforts. We intentionally wanted to invite cultural heritage organizations and institutions also doing digital work to join NDSA, specifically institutions with less visible programs like Black historical societies, public libraries centered on African American collections, and some academic institutions. It's important that institutions documenting folks at the margins are included in this alliance. So how do you join the NDSA? You can start by going to the URL listed in the slide. And who could join? Anyone. NDSA is an international organization that welcomes organizations from all sectors, shapes, and sizes. Also, it's free. Expectations, engagement. Bring your experience, your ideas, and your aspirations. We need them all. I look forward to the possibility of you joining. Thank you.
I'm back to tell you a little about the content interest group. The current co-chairs of the group are Brenda Burk from Clemson University and Deb Verhoff from New York University. This group explores a broad array of topics related to preserving digital content, including viable approaches to institutional collaboration, sharing strategies to address issues of scale and complexity, and the development of policies, practices, and community action to promote ethical and sustainable labor for digital stewardship. This group meets on the first Wednesday of every month. Recent topics discussed include exploring the NDSA national agenda, documenting COVID-19 in web archiving projects and in community-sourced archives, the levels of preservation 2.0 and curation, as well as digital preservation policy frameworks.
Hi, I'm Leah Prescott, and I'm the Associate Director for Digital Initiatives and Special Collections at the Georgetown University Law Library. I'm a co-chair of the Infrastructure Interest Group, currently without a co to my chair. I volunteered to take on the role at last year's conference, along with Matt Schultz from Educopia. So I'm still relatively new, and as Matt is stepping down, I'm looking for someone to join me in keeping the group interesting and running smoothly. The basic mission of the interest group is to stay on top of what everyone is doing in the technical arena relating to digital preservation. Things such as new tool development and what activities are emerging as best practices. Those are a couple of examples. Over the past few years, there's been an increasing focus in our interest group meetings on cloud storage and computing environments, given the important roles these factors are playing in all of our institutions. Some of our recent presentations and discussions have been on topics such as Docker and Docker-like containers, migration and exit strategies from preservation platforms, blockchain for digital preservation, software-defined storage, authentication of files in the cloud, and cost models for preservation storage. We meet on the third Monday of every month at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And our main goal is to build and maintain a community for the purposes of information sharing and collaboration. We have a couple of meetings a year where we brainstorm on ideas for coming meetings, and then the chairs work to find people with expertise in those areas who are willing to speak on that topic or facilitate a conversation at one of our meetings. We record all of our meetings, and those recordings are uploaded to the NDSA YouTube channel for anyone to watch. If you're interested in any of the past meetings, you can find the URL for the YouTube channel at https://ndsa.org/groups/infrastructure. And there you'll also find a link to our running agenda and notes Google Doc, as well as to the page for the listserv, where you should be able to subscribe. So I hope to see you soon in our infrastructure interest group meetings, or to hear from you if you have any topics you'd like to see discussed, or topics you might be willing to facilitate a discussion on yourself. So thanks for listening. Bye.
Quiet. Please quiet, everyone. Well, you've arrived at the Standards and Practices Interest Group table. You can tell where the action is at this brunch, can't you? I'm Felicity Dykas, Digital Services Librarian at the University of Missouri. With Linda Reynolds, I chair this group. Our focus is expressed in our name. Our group seeks to facilitate an understanding of the roles and benefits of standards and practices in digital preservations. Standards and best practices support collaborative work, and their application ensures that a baseline is met as we individually and together implement processes to preserve our digital resources. Standards and Practices meets the second Monday of each month. At our meetings, we have planned presentations to educate and inform. At other meetings, we have open agendas to give participants the opportunity to bring questions, to give reports, and to discuss issues of immediate concern. In the past, we've conducted studies on different topics, and we may do that in the future. Our current focus is on policies and the importance of written policies in defining goals, roles, responsibilities, and processes. That theme will continue into 2021. We're a pretty low-key group. What I really appreciate about the participants is the diversity we have. We have people new to digital preservation and people with a lot of experience. Some oversee departments, others focus on policies, manage digitization work, or do hands-on work. People from different types of organizations are represented too. So I invite you to join us, whether you want to listen, ask, learn, report, present, or lead. I hope to see you in December.
Hi there, I am Carol Kussmann, Digital Preservation Analyst at the University of Minnesota Libraries, and I am Chair of the Communications and Publications Working Group. The NDSA leadership team spun up the Communications and Publications Working Group March of this year to assist with being able to maintain the systems behind the scenes that support NDSA and work to keep it healthy as a whole. Our working group is small but mighty. It includes myself, Elizabeth England, Greta Graff, Sadie Menchen, Catherine Michaelis, Nathan Tallman, and Lauren Work. While we work together on tasks for the group to help spread out the work, many of us also have a specific area that we focus on based on our interests. With a little bit of background for you, in September of 2019, the Web Content Strategy Group, which was a predecessor to this group, reviewed the implementation architecture of our website and implemented a website reorganization project based mostly around the navigation of the site. In addition, that group provided leadership with recommendations for future work, which was passed along to the Communications and Publication Working Group. So we now work to help fulfill those requirements by striving to keep our website up to date based on the input from the leadership group, as well as working through on a general review of website content as suggested by the Web Content Strategy Group. The Communications and Publications Group works with leadership and other groups to publish blog posts about general news and events. And a recent series interviewing past Innovation Award winners was the brainchild of group member Elizabeth England, and we look forward to being able to post about this year's winners soon. Members of this group are also working to increase our social media presence via Twitter. Two main activities that the group that we do kind of more behind the scenes. We work on improving documentation for the leadership group and provide support about and around NDSA publications. As an all-volunteer run organization that just turned 10, documentation has been created by many people over the years. This group is working on wrangling all of those pieces of documentation together and are creating ways to make it easier for the leadership team to find what they are looking for, whether it's historical or current documentation. We are also creating internal documentation, kind of how-to guides or guidance to help leadership with consistency from year to year, as well as external information content for NDSA members as a whole, which is shared on the website. The Communications and Publication Group is also responsible for assisting other NDSA groups with their publications. We are creating a report template for them to be able to use. We assist with citation management. And prior to publishing the reports on the OSF site, our team members provide one more level of internal review for those publications. While this group isn't out in front, it does a lot to support the current and future NDSA activities. And we just wanted to be able to share some of the behind the scenes work that the leadership team is doing for you and the NDSA membership. Thank you.
The annual Innovation Awards were established in 2012 by the National Digital Stewardship Alliance to recognize and encourage innovation in the field of digital preservation stewardship. These awards highlight and commend creative individuals, projects, organizations, educators, and future stewards demonstrating originality and excellence in their contributions to the field of digital preservation. This year, the Innovation Awards Working Group selected a group of outstanding 2020 awardees who were honored during the Digipress opening plenary ceremony. Competition was particularly stiff this year given the largest candidate pool we've encountered so far, with 32 nominations of 30 nominees. This level of participation resulted from an expanded proactive outreach campaign by the working group to solicit nominations broadly from various digital stewardship related mailing lists, professional organizations, iSchools, and past winners. The 2020 awardees came from the educator category, featured steward category, organization category, and project category. This year, no nominations were received in the individual category. While 8 awards is a larger number than in the past years, we feel it is justified by the size and extremely high quality of our nomination pool, which is reflective of the growing maturity of the digital stewardship field. In a trend of continuing from past years, this year's winners reflect an increasingly international perspective and recognize the innovative contributions by and for historically underrepresented and marginalized communities and community-based stewardship. In the upcoming year, the working group will be reaching out to the Digital Preservation Coalition, DPC, to discuss the potential for closer coordination, if not collaboration, between NDSA Innovation Awards and the DPC Digital Preservation Awards. I also want to take this time to introduce folks to the working group members who are Samantha Abrams from Ivy Plus Library Confederation, Stephen Abrams, co-chair from Harvard University, Lauren Goodley from Texas State University, Greta Graff from Yale University, Kari May, University of Pittsburgh, and myself, Krista Oldham, co-chair from Clemson University.
Some of you indicated in advance that you would be willing to be mentors or mentees when you registered for the conference. As Digipress chair, I've been playing matchmaker over the past several weeks. I hope you've had a chance to meet each other before today and try to make sure you have time to say hello to each other in the Digipress Slack. It's not required, but I hope you can make a plan for how you'll support each other moving forward. Like peanut butter and jelly, good mentorship relationships are made when the two people are equals who help make each other better. I'll read this lovely quote by Maya Angelou, which captures the spirit of mentorship I would like to encourage. In order to be a mentor and an effective one must care. You must care. You don't have to know how many square miles are in Idaho. You don't need to know what is the chemical makeup of chemistry or of blood or water. Know what you know and care about the person. Care about what you know and care about the person you're sharing with. Thank you so much for joining us today. While you're having dessert or fruit like we've had in person, or another sip, join us in the Slack channel dedicated to this session to talk with us about the work of NDSA and how to join. Enjoy the rest of today's conference.